Welcome. So I made some progress on this machine. As you see, got the motor put back on the frame. Connects here and connects up here. And also down here. So I got that on there. Got the triple tree clamps on here. So the headset bearings, I was able to reuse those. I did clean them good and I greased it up good. Got my coil on here. So I got it all put together. I got the wiring kind of figured out. With that, I was dealing with some confusion because I hooked it all up, hooked the bars up temporarily, put the key in, tried to start it, and nothing happened. So I thought maybe this needs to be scraped for ground as well as up here, and somewhere else. Oh, here. So I took all that loose and I scraped some of the paint off of there. So dielectric grease is a good thing to put on there. But with that being said, I also realized that this was not a neutral. So I scraped everything and then I put it in neutral and hooked it up, tried to start it, and it cranked right over. So that's extremely exciting and encouraging. Also, I slapped this on just so I see a little more what I'm looking at. But today we're going to go ahead and continue. Gonna get the fork tubes in. I determined that they are okay. I'm not gonna rebuild them right now. After all, I am just trying to get this ready for a trip here, but they don't bounce as much as I thought. Ow. So I believe they're good. We're gonna run it, see what happens. In the future, I'll probably upgrade to a higher weight, probably 15 weight fork oil, just to give it a little more stiffness. But the swing arm here, I'm not able to put on because I'm waiting on the chain slider, and also it is missing a thrust cover and a washer, so I need to get another one of those. The linkage, I've got it all back together and it's just ready to be put on the forks and put on the frame. So I'm kind of waiting on a couple of things, but today I'm going to continue, put the front end together. Might even get the front wheel on there, probably check the front brakes out, and I think I got some fluid around here. Then I'm thinking I'll hook the carb up, which I did clean. I cleaned it and I have a choke plunger for it now, but I don't have a choke cable. But I'm going to try to start it. It is missing an O-ring right up here. Hold on, I'll show you. Right in here, it's missing an O-ring. It's for this, comes down into here. But I'm going to try it anyway, see what happens. And I've got an air filter for it, so I'm going to throw that on. And we'll go from there. So now it's time for time lapse. So here it is. Progress we made so far. As you're seeing there in the time lapse, I did not torque these bolts down, like any of them. Did not torque those down. Did not torque the axles down. Don't even have a cotter pin in that. But I'm trying to throw it together here, and then I'll go and torque stuff afterwards. But I cannot hook the carb on. I can't hook that up because I have a new valve, plunger valve for the choke, but I don't have a choke cable. I thought I did and I don't. And therefore I cannot hook it up. It won't work. I do have the clutch cable ran here, so I need to get that hooked up and hooked up. I can't even talk. There's your throttle cable. I'm just gonna use the old one for now because the one that came with it is made differently. It doesn't really work. Story of our lives, huh? We buy these things and only find out nothing fits. Like this here did not come with any housing, so it's not going to work without housing. The old housing won't work with this because it's designed differently. So such is life. Need to hook the carb up here at some point and see what's what. This doesn't turn very easy. Guy said that he changed the gasket in there. Yeah, well, I don't know about that. Probably not. Did get the front brakes hooked up, but they're not bled, and I'm gonna need more fluid once I get it to where I can put it in a level place. Rear brake lever. We could put that on quick. It's not gonna sit for me though. Sit, stay. Bad dog. Bad liver. So here's the bolt. Just goes through and slides in like that. It's hard to do with one hand. So we're gonna have to torque that down and get those brakes hooked up. Get the peg on here. But we're making progress. We are making progress. I'm excited about it. I trust you're getting excited too if you're watching along. Got, I think, all the electrical connections hooked up. I might have to reroute some of this stuff. I don't know. I mean, I got the bike and it was pretty much about the way it is now, and things weren't where they're supposed to go, so you can't just put them back where you found them and expect it to be right. So I'm trying to look at the book, and the book doesn't show a lot with regards to how things are routed, but I'm making progress. Hey, so today we are working on valve clearances. So you want to take this off, which I got right here, and you want to take this off, which I got right here. They got the flathead screwdriver type thing. Some people use quarters or coins. I just use this big old screwdriver that's about a mile long. Nice tip on it. Anyway, so after that, you want to use your socket wrench here. You want to turn until you get it where the lines line up and it's top dead center. In the book that I'm looking at, it shows one line and it's right on it. When I look in here, I see 3 lines and a line horizontally between 2 lines, but it's supposed to be right after the exhaust, it says. So I went with the middle line. I checked valve clearance on the intake, and that is within spec. So now I'm going to check the, some people would say the outtake. No, it's exhaust. Exit, no, the EX is for exhaust. So it's right here. I got her loosened up. That took some doing. I had to put some lube on it, penetrating stuff, and we will get that off and we'll check it. And it just slides right off. Some of these they have up, some do not, I'm guessing, and this is supposed to be near the top. So with this, I've got 3 screws here. They only go one way, so it's not a problem. But that's according to the book. So the book says between 0.15 and 0.19 millimeters is what it should be. So go with a 0.15 here. Try to find it with the feeler gauges. It makes some really nice feeler gauges to have a bend down here at the end. Makes it real nice. I don't have those. So we're looking for 0.15 to 0.19. There's my 0.15. I don't know if you can tell. 0.15 right there. Okay, so we're gonna, and we're supposed to be able to wiggle this, and it's loose, and it is, it's loose. So we're good there. I'm gonna do 0.15 millimeter. We're gonna slide right under here. And that's a little bit tight there. It does not want to go. And that's supposed to be the smallest minimal. See if I can get you a little better view here. Right in there. So this is going right. I'll get you stabilized here in a second. Alright, so we go right up in here. Right there. And it's not wanting to go. So we're gonna have to make adjustment, I believe. I want to check it again. If I can find it. 0.15. Going right in there. Get these out of the way. Always in the way. 0.15. Will not go. So we're gonna have to loosen some nuts and make adjustment and tighten them back up. 0.13. Will not go. Okay. Huh. It's looking pretty tight. I dropped a 0.04 millimeter here. Yeah, this one broke on me. Will that one go? Oh yeah, that'll go. So we just need to go a little bit. And they make a special tool. See if I can help you see that. Get right in there. So right here at the very top, right there, they make a special tool for that. It's just a square head. So we're just going to use pliers or a wrench or something. Trying to keep you where you can see. I know some of my videos you can't see much. I'm too far away or whatever. So we need this. And what size is that? It's looking like maybe 10. Yeah, 10 millimeter. So we're gonna hold with this guy. If we can get in there. Gonna loosen it up here. Got to make sure it doesn't move. So, as you know, I'm Jesse Parsons, the preacher, the gospel ninja, the man of many hats and helmets, and this hat is just getting in the way. Out of there. Okay, let's try this again. I don't like this. Should use the box end on this to loosen it. I did not do that right there, but I did get it loose, so we're good. So you loosen this up, and then you're going to turn this guy up here. And I can actually turn him by hand. Okay, I'll make an adjustment observation here. 0.15 millimeter is the minimal, and that does go, but I'm thinking that's going to go too much now. We'll see. I hope you can hear me all right. I'm still working out the kinks and understanding what the proper volume is to speak and where the mics are and all that kind of stuff on this GoPro Max. It's a great camera. It's actually a 3-in-1. It's got the front and the rear hero. See, that's 18, that's too much already. But then it's also got 360 camera options, and with that, it's just a lot more technical difficulties with video for me. I mean, today I've spent a couple of hours just trying to get the video where it will produce. So I got that. I got one coming out. Actually, by the time you see this, it'll be probably long gone because I'm way behind. Anyway, back to this. You want to be careful that it doesn't move from where it's at when you tighten this. That's really the key thing here. I will probably want to do this box end part. Okay, now check it again. I've got 0.18 millimeter here. Will that go in? It does. It's got a little bit of drag. I'm probably gonna have to tighten it a little bit more. I don't know if I got a 19 here. I don't think I do. Nope. Goes from 18 to 20. So I need to be between 15 and 18, which is just clear, closer clearances, tolerances, whatever. Kind of like with Jesus. People talk about the 10 Commandments. Yes, 10 Commandments are in the Bible. The thing is, Jesus, he was like, let's just break it down to 2 here, you know. He says, there's basically 2 commandments. One deals with the first 4, and the other deals with the other 6 commandments. And the first is to love the Lord thy God with all thy heart, mind, and soul. And then the second is like unto the first, which is to love thy neighbor as thyself. So That's not really what I wanted to point out. What I wanted to point out is people talk about having sex and how adultery and committing adultery is not acceptable, which, yeah, okay. But then Jesus said, if a man looks upon a woman with lust in his mind and lust in his heart, he has already committed adultery with her in his heart. So he held it to a higher tolerance, or a higher standard, which would be less tolerance. And that's what I'm saying here. Anyway, I wasn't planning to preach. It's just what preachers do, I guess. I'm not preaching, I'm just sharing a little truth. So 18 is still going in there. I don't like it. Try to tighten this up a bit. See if it'll move the whole thing. I don't think it did. It just got tighter. 18 again. 18 still goes. Well, do it again. That's why it's nice to have proper tools. Just makes it easy. Put this guy in here again. Put this on here. Well, oh, I'm going the wrong way. Story of my life. Ow. Did that do it? Wheel 18 go. No. Okay, wheel 15 go. 0.15 millimeter. Yes. Try 18 again. Oh, it's a bit snug. Let's tighten it up just a bit. Boy, this is a pain without the right tools. Right tool for the right job. Yeah, that's right. All right. .18. Ooh, still goes. Do this all day, right? No, we better not be. Okay. I turned it some more. We'll see. 0.18 millimeter. Will not go. Will not go. 0.15 millimeter. Will not go. Have to loosen it just a bit. Boy, I tell you, 0.03 millimeter is not very much. And that's the difference we're looking at here. Oh! Ow! I don't know. 0.15 will go, and it goes pretty easy. I'm thinking 0.18 is gonna go too. Oh yes, but it's got quite a bit of resistance, so if I can snug this down, I think this will be good, because I don't think 0.19 mil is going to go in there. .18 mil. Ooh, that's really tight. I'm like scraping as I go in there, digging into it. So I think we are good with that. Neighbors are home. All right, so we are ready. Ow! put this back on. And I got a new spark plug for this. I know there's a lot you guys missed out on. I didn't realize how much work it was to constantly have to move the camera around and get different angles for you, and to try to work on this while talking to you or letting you see what I'm doing. It's just a lot more involved than just working on the bike itself. So for all of you out there thinking about doing this, hey, it's a lot of work. That's all right. So I ended up getting a new spark plug. I've got parts on the way. They should be here in a few days. Oh, I don't know if you've seen this. Check this out. Oh, I got the new fender, so we're good there now. I did have to drill it, so oh, it's missing a bolt yet, and this still needs to be tightened down. Everything needs to be tightened down. These here, these are not tight yet because I'm waiting on another one, so we'll just wait. And I got the battery in here, kind of strapped on with a bungee cord, better than no cord. Put the exhaust pipe on. Got some controls figured out here a little bit, made some adjustments. Got my choke cable. Check that guy out. That is my choke cable. Put the choke on. Ugh, half choke and no choke. So I just fixed it right here for now. A couple zip ties. Does the job. It is long because it's actually a throttle cable. It comes around back down through. This is a rush job, and some parts are hard to find for this bike. The TTR 225 is, you wouldn't think it is, but it's a pretty rare bike. You know, it's supposed to be a trail bike and it's underpowered, and you know, we're Americans, and Americans, we want power. More power. Oh, this ain't a Dodge. But yeah, I got a new spark plug. Adjusted the valves now. I was having an issue. I cleaned the carb before. Squeeze over here. So I put this guy on. So when I put him on and started it sounded good, but only ran for a short time. And there it goes. So and it had to be on choke. If I let choke off at all, it didn't want to run. So I was thinking maybe it was too lean, too much air, not enough fuel, because it's not in the air box, it's just coming from that filter. So I decided to try and make an adjustment of airflow. I know, we're bouncing around here. With this guy over top of this, and I zip tied it on, and it wouldn't start. Would not start. So I had to take that back off and just do it with the cone filter. The problem though is it doesn't want to continue to run. So I figured I should check valve clearances. Haven't torn into the engine yet at all until I did the valves. So valves seem to be good now, and need to put my plugs back in. And then I'm going to try to start it again. It will start with starting fluid, of course, and then sometimes just gas. But if it doesn't want to start and run this time, then I'm going to have to take the carburetor back off and make sure that the pilot screw, or the pilot jet, is nice and clean, and then make sure the pilot screw is adjusted properly. And then put it back on and see what happens. So that's the plan. Let's see if it starts. battery's weak now, but I don't think it's wanting to start just with gas. I think it needs starter fluid. For me, it's not good. So I'm gonna have to tear this car back apart. Might be too dead battery now. Yep, not working. Continue the fight. So I pulled the carb off and I'm in the process of cleaning it. Here is the main jet. It's a 130 and that's the stock size. I'm thinking I might need to go bigger, but before I do that, I'm gonna go ahead and make some adjustments and make sure things are clean. This is the pilot jet, which I think is the issue because it is completely clogged. You cannot see any light. Doesn't help to show it to you, does it? But when I look through it, I can't see anything. There's just, so that's definitely a problem. That is why it will not idle. And I'm gonna try to clean this. If I cannot get it clean, then I'll buy a new one. And then I'll make sure that the pilot screw, adjuster screw, is adjusted to where stock settings are, but then maybe go just a little bit further to allow for the cone air filter, and we will go from there.